They say in the village of Alira, a single flame has burned for 300 years, untouched, unfed, never fading. Every year, villagers whisper a wish into the flame. Some say it listens. One girl wished for her mother's return, a boy wished to forget a war, and one old man wished for peace and death. But one year, a stranger tried to put it out. The wind stopped, the sky went black, and the flame, it grew, and then it spoke. Whisper, you cannot silence what remembers, and so the flame still burns. Not because it must, but because it chooses to. Welcome to the channel. Today we tell stories that make you think, and this one is no different. Have you ever heard a story that left an impact on you? Something that kept you up at night? Share your thoughts below. In a faraway land where the mountains touched the clouds and rivers flowed with molten gold, there lived a tribe of people who valued peace above all else. They believed that life was a constant cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, and that every soul had a purpose to fulfill before it could find eternal rest. Now, in the heart of their village stood an ancient temple, a testament to their unwavering commitment to tranquility. Within its hallowed halls lay a stone altar adorned with intricate carvings of mythical beasts and celestial maps. And upon the altar rested a simple oil lamp, its wick glowing with an ethereal flame that never flickered or faded. Every year during the Festival of Whispers, the villagers would gather at the temple to pay homage to the eternal flame, whispering their deepest desires and seeking guidance from the flame's enigmatic glow. They believed that the flame held ancient wisdom passed down from a time when gods walked among mortals, that the true nature of the flame remained a mystery, known only to the village elder, a woman named Alira, whose eyes held the secrets of centuries past. She understood that the flame was more than just a flickering light. It was a living entity, a silent observer of the human condition, and it had been watching over the village for as long as anyone could remember. As the years turned into decades and centuries, the world outside the village changed. Wars were fought and won. Empires rose and fell. But the people of Alira remained steadfast in their pursuit of inner peace, guided by the eternal flame's unwavering light. Then one day, a stranger arrived in the village, his face hidden behind a hooded cloak, his eyes burning with an unsettling intensity. He had heard tales of the eternal flame and had come to extinguish it, believing that only in darkness could he find the answers he sought. When the villagers learned of the stranger's plan, they were horrified. They had never allowed anyone to harm the flame, and they would defend it with their lives. But the stranger was undeterred. He approached the temple with a determined stride, ready to snuff out the flame once and for all. The villagers stood before him, their faces pale with worry, but the elder, Alira, stepped forward. She confronted the stranger, her voice echoing with the wisdom of ages. She told him about the flame's power to heal and guide, how it had brought peace to their village for centuries. But the stranger was not moved. He believed that pain and darkness were the only paths to enlightenment, and that the villagers were merely deluding themselves with their naive beliefs. The argument continued late into the night, the villagers pleading with the stranger to reconsider, but he would not listen. With a sudden movement, he lunged for the flame, his hand outstretched, determined to extinguish it. But as his fingers brushed against the wick, the air around them shifted. The room grew cold and the flame flared, shooting high into the air and enveloping the stranger in its ethereal glow. The villagers gasped in surprise, but the elder Alira felt a surge of power course through her veins. She knew that the flame was more than just a source of light. It was a sentient being, a guardian of sorts, and it was defending its home from harm. The stranger struggled against the flame's hold, his eyes wide with fear and determination. He tried to pull away, but the closer he got, the stronger the flame's grip became. It was as if the flame itself was reaching out, probing his mind, searching for the darkness that lay within. Suddenly, the stranger's face contorted in pain as memories flashed before his eyes. He saw images of loved ones lost, dreams shattered, and hopes abandoned, all sacrificed in the pursuit of his misguided quest for enlightenment. With a final surge of strength, the stranger broke free from the flame's grasp and stumbled back, collapsing to his knees, his hood falling back to reveal a face etched with sorrow and regret. The villagers, filled with both sympathy and anger, surrounded the stranger, demanding an explanation for his actions. But before he could respond, the flame on the altar sputtered and died, plunging the temple into darkness. The villagers panicked, their whispers echoing in the gloom as they searched for the source of light. But their efforts were in vain. The flame had vanished, leaving them in total darkness. Alira, however, remained calm. She knew that the flame was not truly extinguished, but was merely resting, gathering its strength to burn brighter than ever before. She closed her eyes, focusing on the faintest glimmer of light, and when she opened them again, she was filled with wonder. For in the palm of her hand, the flame flickered to life, dancing and swirling with renewed vigor. The villagers gasped in awe as Alira raised her hand, letting the flame float above her head like a celestial crown. Then, as if sensing the gravity of the situation, the flame began to grow, rising higher and higher until it filled the temple with its warm glow. And as the light spread, the villagers could see that the stranger was gone. He had vanished without a trace, leaving them to ponder the meaning of his actions and the true nature of the flame they had so long revered. The flame burned brightly, casting long shadows on the temple walls and illuminating the intricate carvings that had been hidden in the darkness. And as the villagers watched in wonder, they realized that they had been blessed to witness something truly extraordinary. Alira, the village elder, stood at the center of the temple, bathed in the flame's radiant light, her face filled with both sorrow and determination. She knew that the flame had chosen her to carry its message to the world, to remind people that even in the darkest of times, hope could always be found. She raised her hands, palms out, embracing the light, and whispered, "We are the keepers of the flame. We will keep it burning bright, guiding us through the darkness and reminding us that even in the darkest of times, hope will always endure." The villagers echoed her words, their voices growing in strength and conviction as they vowed to honor the flame's legacy. Together, they promised to keep its memory alive, passing down its message of hope and resilience to future generations. And so the flame burned on, a symbol of courage and endurance, lighting the path for those who sought solace in its gentle glow. Its light shone through the cracks in the temple walls, reaching out to touch the hearts of those who passed by. As the years went on, the villagers of Alira continued to whisper their wishes into the flame, seeking guidance and comfort in its unwavering glow. They gathered during the Festival of Whispers, sharing their hopes and dreams for the future while honoring the flame's ancient wisdom. But they also remembered the stranger and his misguided quest, using his story as a cautionary tale to remind them of the importance of balance. For they understood that while hope and light were essential, darkness and pain had their place in the world as well, teaching valuable lessons and forging resilience in the face of adversity. And so the flame continued to burn, a beacon of hope, and a reminder of the delicate balance that existed between light and darkness. It stood as a testament to the enduring spirit of the villagers of Alira and their unwavering commitment to peace. And as the centuries passed, the legend of the eternal flame spread far and wide, drawing travelers and seekers of wisdom to the village of Alira, where they too could whisper their wishes into the flame and find solace in its eternal glow.